ahead, guys. Any
Coach, today I heard you kind of telling the guys, let's make a big jump this week. Talk a little bit about that, when you expect to see.
Well, you get into the last week and guys start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I just don't want our guys to lose focus and understand that we still have, today, Wednesday, either Thursday or Friday, depending on what we decide to do, and then the game on Saturday. So there's still progress to be made, even though we're getting to the tail end of spring. I still want our guys to come out focused, prepared every day, and treat it like it's the first day.
What's the biggest key for Saturday for you guys to work on this week?
Well, the spring game is great, and it's a great attraction for fans. It's a great attraction for recruits. To me, it's just another practice. You get to see guys in front of fans. You get to see guys on the game field. But, I think the biggest key is that we continue to progress throughout the course of the week. And if we do that and we are better at the end of the week than we are today, then it's been a good week.
What can Husker fans expect from Saturday as opposed to last season for the defense?
I hope you see tremendous effort. I hope you see a lot of energy. I hope you see guys flying around out of the football, trying to create turnovers, gang tackling. But that's something that we've always believed in. Saturday's going to be a little bit vanilla for us defensively. We're not going to call a whole bunch of our defenses that we've worked on throughout the course of spring ball. But with that being said, I want to see technique, energy, and effort.
Hey, who's jumping out at you and pressing you on defense? I mean, is there anybody you can pinpoint?
I think on the back end, there's been some guys that made significant jumps. I think Damian Stafford's made a good jump. I think Ciante Evans is doing some good things. I think Antonio Bell is doing good things. PJ Smith, Andrew Green. Those guys, that first group of secondary guys, has made a pretty dramatic jump in my opinion. Harvey Jackson's done a nice job at the dime and also at safety. Will Compton, I think, is playing close to as good as he's played since I've seen him here. Fish has had a very solid spring. Zoe has as well. I really feel pretty good about the back seven guys with that first group. So I'd say if you ask, who stood out, I would say those guys have.
When did the light go on for that secondary this spring?
I think it started in the offseason. I think the understanding of the defense is better. I think Coach Joseph's done a good job with them being here such a short amount of time. It's hard to say when the light really clicked. I just think they've been playing better over the course of spring, and hopefully we continue to improve and we're where we want to be come September.
John, how do you get body-wise on D-tackle on Saturday with some guys, with so many guys there?
Well, we got to be a little creative, as we divide the teams up. We got to make sure they're balanced, and then there's going to be guys that I'm sure swing on both teams. Because I don't think you can hold up with just 3 D tackles on each side of the ball or each team for a full game. We're going to have guys that play on both teams, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Who's taking advantage of some extra reps there? Is anybody kind of wants any opportunity?
I think the defensive tackle spot, probably the guy that showed the most is Kenny Anderson. A lot of people probably don't even know who Kenny is, but he's been in the program for a long time. He had played defensive end for the majority of his career, and now he's playing D-tackle and has done a really nice job. And I think has opened up a lot of our eyes.
There's a lot of talk about Micah Crackmeyer. Can you just talk about where he's kind of fitting in with that box spot?
Micah, he's a hard-working guy who's been in the program since we got here. He was part of that first recruiting class, and really right now he's playing Mike. But he's working hard every day, and I would love to see good things happen for Micah because he's a hard-working guy who's had some injuries to overcome, and we'll see. He's a good guy and a hard worker.
How close to Anderson? How close is he to figure into playing?
Well, we won't really know any of that until the fall because, when fall camp rolls around and you add Thad Randall and Chase Rome and Kevin Williams and Todd Pete and the 2 incoming freshmen, add those guys into the mix, the reps are going to be divided a little bit differently. So, we'll see in the fall how he stacks up compared to everybody else, but he's had a really good spring.
Have any of those guys made it back?
Right. Well, Kevin and Thad are practicing, but they're really just going through individual. They're not in the team setting right now.
Thank you.
Coach, are you happy with what your defense has done so far this spring?
I'm happy with the progress. I don't know that you're ever going to be happy completely with what you're seeing. There's always things you can improve on and correct, and we're nowhere near where I think we can be come September, but I'm happy with where we are relative to where we were on March 10th or whatever day our first day of spring ball was.
What's the biggest improvement that you guys need to make, though?
I think it's in every area. You know, I don't think we're a finished product in any aspect. You know, it's going to be continuing to hone in on the details and get, you know, a little bit better at everything we do. And if we do that, we'll be where we want to be.